show, because it is my show. If this was your show, you'd probably like it more than I did. That's just because it was your show, but it's not your show.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Los Angeles. Hello, Los Angeles. Welcome to the show tonight. Thank you for coming out to the SModCastle. This is another episode of Tom Green live from the SModCastle. And we have a real special show tonight. I'm very excited because we are going to be talking about the city of Ottawa tonight, which is where I'm from, and it is also where our guest is from. He was the first stand-up comedian to perform on the new Conan O'Brien show this week. He is a very funny guy, and I just want to bring him out here. And thanks for coming out to see John Dore tonight, everybody. John Dore, come on out.
Hi, Tom. Good. Yeah, good to see you too.
This is exciting. This is going to be.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about the show tonight. I was just home in our hometown of.
Yeah.
How's the mic good?
Yeah, I put my own little windsock on it there.
You brought a windsock?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you just brought that and put that on there?
Yeah. You want one? I got a red one for you.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
You brought your own windsock for me too?
Well, yeah, you don't know where the mics have been, and so I thought I'd bring a couple windsocks, and yeah.
Is this
get it started.
This is something that you do? Is bring your own windsock? Do you do this when you perform in stand-up? Doing stand-up?
I do. Yeah. I like to. Occasionally, I'll bring my own windsock.
Yeah.
And what I will do is.
You haven't.
I will put up because you really don't know what's been going on with the microphones from town to town.
No, thanks
so
for the beer.
I've opened. I didn't realize how many I've opened.
Yeah,
I only need one right now, don't I?
To talk to our podcast radio audience.
I should explain. Yeah, I've been opening beer after beer.
Yeah, beer after beer.
I only needed to open one.
Yeah, you don't want them to all go flat. Before
one for me, one for you. Well, maybe the audience would like a beer. I don't know. I mean, does anyone in the audience want a beer?
Yeah.
Come grab a beer. Grab a beer.
Okay. That sounds good. Well, look at that.
You grab one. You grab one. Yeah.
You guys are all 21, right?
Yeah, they're all 21. Yeah. There you go, sir.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Cheers.
So brought some beers for the audience
cool.
and some windsocks, and
I'm enjoying having the beers out.
It's so far great guest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so far really good guest.
This is the first time anyone has brought a beer. This is my 5th episode of the live from the SModCastle. And we have beer tonight.
Yeah, we got lots of beer.
You can see at the back of the room, there's a...
Yeah, I did it again, but yeah.
At the back of the room there's a picture of Bob and Doug McKenzie up on the wall.
Yeah, they were...
beer drinking, sitting beside each other in plaid shirts. Guys.
Yeah, so here we go.
Here we go, eh?
Cheers, That's a beauty, eh? Cheers.
Beauty,
Let's do the podcast, eh?
I was thinking it might be fun to see how long we could talk about the city of Ottawa for.
Without boring people, or just see how long?
Well, no, I don't think we have to worry about... I think we can bore people too if we want. I think that might be fun also.
Yeah.
I think though that we are from a very unique part of the world.
Very unique.
The capital of Canada.
Yeah.
And probably most people listening to this podcast have never heard of Ottawa.
I'm thinking most people are saying, "Oh, you mean the home of Winterlude and and formerly the Ottawa Lynx?"
Yeah, I should say there are a lot of Canadians listening. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure there are. Yeah.
Most of our American listeners, I think, probably have never heard of the capital of Canada.
Oh, beautiful place. How would you describe Ottawa if you were asked to describe it?
It's very cold, the coldest national capital in the world.
That's right.
Colder than Moscow.
Yeah.
It is a city of about 1 million people.
Yep. Amalgamated city now.
Probably very similar to if you were to take Washington, D.C. and Pittsburgh and combine them together into one city, right?
Well, that would be hard. They're far apart.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to like move one city completely to the other, and that would be impossible.
Or just remove the land in between, or
remove the land in between, dynamite it, shift it together.
Shift it together.
But I mean, don't. And there are young kids listening too. Don't try and move Pittsburgh to Washington D.C. That's dumb. That's a dumb move. I mean, if there are kids out there thinking, "Oh, I need something to do. I need a hobby," that's fucking stupid to try and do that.
To move the whole city.
Yeah. Think about it.
Yeah.
It would take hours.
Yeah. It would be.
That would take like at least, I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
I don't want to get worked up or get into political stuff off the top, but
No.
talk about red tape
Yeah.
to get that done. Right?
No, absolutely.
Do you want to talk about red tape?
Yeah, if you want to. I
like black,
We could talk about tape too.
well, what's your favorite color tape?
I like the masking tape, which is sort of a beige.
Yes.
Yeah, sort of a beige color.
Yeah.
Which I like.
And why is it called masking tape? Because it doesn't really mask much. It's obvious that it's tape. Like, why is it masking
I think
tape?
it's when you're painting, you're sort of masking the.
Oh, perhaps.
But wait, you're confusing me, John. I want to talk more about Ottawa.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to see how long we could talk about Ottawa for.
I think you got us off track with your idea of trying to move two cities together. But yeah, okay.
No question,
Yeah.
I fucked that
But
up.
I'm not pointing the finger. I'm not pointing the finger or any kind of blame. But just come on.
But we've
get
gone
it
through
together.
we've been through very
Yeah.
similar experiences in our life here. You
Diabetes.
started doing stand-up comedy at Yuck Yucks Comedy Club. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
You then went on to go to Algonquin Community College and take
Yes.
television broadcasting with the
Yeah.
same teachers that I had. Different years. We were not in there at the same time.
This is true.
Then you went on and did a show on Rogers Community Cable 22, where I started my show.
Yes.
And then you went on to the Canadian Comedy Network. And now you're here living in Los Angeles. And,
As you are, yeah.
And so there's a lot of obscure little things we can talk about. What
Yeah.
part of Ottawa were you from?
I'm from on the border of Nepean. I was from Fisher and Meadowlands in a little
Okay.
community called Carlton Square.
Okay. What high school?
I went to Brookfield High School.
Oh, okay.
And where did you went to Colonel By?
Colonel
right?
By, yeah. East End. You were West End, East End. Yep.
Yeah. Excuse
Cheers.
me.
No
Cheers.
problem.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Here we go. Yeah. But that is absolutely true and very interesting, I think, to a certain degree. I mean, well, actually, at the same time, if your interest is television, there are very few options. If it's television and performance, there was one comedy club at the time, Yuck Yucks, right? Mm-hmm. There was, Algonquin was where you went if you want to study broadcasting, and then Rogers Television if you want to get out there and do your own thing. That's the only place. So, yeah, but very interesting that, we would both do stuff with our lives.
It's a freezing city.
Yeah.
Is there something about the
something
cold or the conservative nature of the city that makes you want to be a strange comedian?
Very good question. Very good question. I want to get someone on the phone, like the mayor, and find out. I don't know if there's anything in the water. I'm
Is
not
it
sure.
rebellion? Are you rebelling against, or the sort of uptight,
I was filled with rebellion. Yeah.
sort of an uptight, homogenized society that we're living in up there? The feeling of being caged in, and you need to get out and because
You haven't put any thought into this.
no.
No, that's a lot of thought, I would say. No, I mean, I honestly don't think there would be anything in the water. I mean, I grew up watching American television and idolizing, David Letterman or Kids in the Hall or Mr. Show, those kind of shows. So that's what kind of made me want to get into comedy, I think. And then, it just happened that, Ottawa was the place to do it. But I don't know if there's anything in Ottawa that would make me do it. I was never outraged at the bus strike of 86. Mm-hmm. That never got my juices flowing. That never said, oh, I'm mad, I want to make a difference, and I'm going to do it through comedy. I don't even know if that's what you were asking.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I was a bit outraged.
At the bus strike?
The bus drivers in general.
Go on. Oh, and bus drivers in general.
Yeah, just always.
I got kicked off a bus once.
Yeah, they were always fucking kicking you off.
They're
shit.
jerks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OC Transpo.
Yeah. OC
Bastards.
Transpo.
OC Transpo, huh?
Uh-huh.
Those OC Transpo
Fucking
bastards.
pieces of bastard.
No, we shouldn't.
No,
We
I
like
wasn't.
those-
I wasn't.
we like the
I
OC
wasn't. I
Transpo
love
guys.
them. They're my favorite people.
Ottawa, Carlton,
Yeah.
Transpo.
Transpo.
Yeah, and they, of course, they have the
Paratranspo
one of the
as well.
nicer transit ways in the world.
Yeah. What do you mean by that? Do they really?
Most cities, dig into their pocket and build a subway or something like that.
Not Ottawa.
Here, they just built a special highway for the buses that only the buses could take.
Yeah.
Did you ever drive down the transit way?
All the time. I still do, just to rub it in their fucking faces. I hate OC Transpo.
Yeah, was it like a
Lovely people, though.
It's like a $75 fine or something.
Yeah. But I could pay that. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I'd pay the fine, then drive on it. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
But here's $75.
And this
eat my dust.
This is a big deal to drive down the
Have you
transit
ever
way.
eaten dust? That's a horrible thing to say to someone because it is disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Grainy. People forget it's grainy. It's not just like dust. It's actually like there's sand in it.
No, you wouldn't go out of your way to eat it for no reason.
No, I did once. I did once go out of my way to eat it.
Really?
It was for a girl.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But these transit ways,
Oh,
they are
yeah.
they are perfect highways that only the buses can drive on. They go underground. There's these massive tunnels.
yeah. Well, have you taken in Ottawa, have you taken the O train, the new...
No.
Do you know anything about this?
No, I did not know they had that.
This stretches from... Oh, absolutely.
See,
From
this is what I'm talking about. This
Yeah.
is what I wanted to do. I want to talk about stuff that nobody listening knows about.
Yeah, but they need
I don't
to
even
know
know
it.
about this.
Well, this is great then. Let
Yeah.
me tell you. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The O train runs from... it runs from Hunt Club, okay, all the way down to Bronson,
Yeah.
okay, and it goes under Dow's Lake. They built a tunnel under Dow's Lake. So
Wow.
when you say there's no subway,
Yeah.
technically there's a train that goes underground, and they dug it
Is
right...
it upgradable to put a train tracks in, make a subway someday?
Is it upgradable?
Yeah,
Oh.
did they make it big enough so someday if they decide to actually go for it and have a subway, they could
You
actually
know, I'm
upgrade it?
not sure about that. I don't know. I think maybe it could be. I mean, why couldn't you? I mean,
Yeah.
tracks. They're
Yeah.
train tracks.
Well,
So why
maybe
not?
could do
But I don't know if you can.
the height of the tunnel, the
I don't know if
diameter.
you- I don't know if you could. I don't know if you could. I mean, can you start building and dynamiting underneath a city?
Yeah.
Can you
it
do
seems
that?
like excessive to have gone under the lake, though. I mean, the lake's not even that
Oh,
wide.
they're fucking nuts to do that.
The lake's not even that wide. The lake's it's not a huge lake.
Well,
I mean,
everyone knows Dow's Lake Pavilion. They've sat there at Mexicali Roses to have
Yeah.
a drink on a Sunday afternoon,
Yeah, it's
so
not
they
like-
know the size of the lake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you'd
not
think
like-
maybe go over it as opposed to under it.
Yeah. No, you'd think they would have just gone around it.
Did you ever rent a paddle boat at Dow's Lake Pavilion
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
by yourself?
You know what? Wait a minute. I think I may have just lied. I've seen the paddle boats.
may have just lied. Okay.
I've seen the paddle boats at Dow's
Right.
Lake Pavilion.
Yeah.
And,
Do you
and
want to change them up?
and change up my mic sock? Yeah, you have several of these.
Yeah, I brought a few just because
Wind socks, foam
socks.
wind socks. I'm replacing.
But yeah,
pulling off of my microphone. I'm replacing.
Dow's Lake Pavilion, and then of course the O train, which stretches from Hunt Club all the way to Bronson, revolutionized transportation in the city of Ottawa. And we should mention the city of Ottawa now, of course, is not the old city of Ottawa; it's the new amalgamated city. So of course that stretches all the way from Orleans out to Canada. I mean, we're not talking as far as Arnprior or Renfrew County, but what we are talking about is including Gloucester, north and south, and it really is a more beautiful place to live.
Yeah. So wait, now Algonquin College.
Now, can I ask you a question before we continue? Because I have no problem talking about Ottawa the whole time.
Yeah.
But genuinely, is this at all interesting to anyone listening, you think, or do you not care?
No, I care. I'm hoping that that people out there might feel like they're learning something
Okay,
about our
good.
nation's capital.
Okay.
I think maybe possibly some of them might
There's seedy
be wondering if we're actually going to keep going and secretly laughing about it.
Yeah, well, this is, yeah.
Seems like the audience is enjoying themselves.
I don't know. Yeah, they're thrilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear more about Ottawa, man? All right. Well, it's your lucky day.
I love how not one sarcastic person is here tonight, too.
No,
which
these
is
people
great.
are enjoying
Yeah.
this. This is a nice thing.
And
We've got Salaran Shopping Center, Bayshore Shopping Center, Rideau
Bayshore,
Center,
home of Warren's Pant Store.
Warren's House of Britches,
Warren's House of Britches.
Pantorama.
Did you ever call it Warren's House of Bitches when you were a little kid?
Yeah.
I did.
Uh-huh.
That's where the rebellion started within me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't call britches britches. I'd call it bitches.
Yeah.
My parents would ground me. I didn't effing care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some things you miss about Ottawa?
OC Transpo. The O train's great. I don't know if you told you about that. Oh, I did tell you about that. Yeah.
Under Dow's Lake.
You know what? I didn't really miss a lot about Ottawa when I first moved away. I thought
You've been
good.
living here in Los Angeles for a year and a half.
Yeah, year and a half. But I'd moved to Toronto for about 8 years as well.
Yeah.
So I lived there for about 8 years, and then I moved to Los Angeles from there.
You don't say bless you for a burp, do you?
You can. You can.
Gesundheit, is there a burp?
You can.
Gesundheit?
Gesundheit, I think, is for sneezes, and if
I need one for a burp.
yeah, well, let's make one up.
Yeah.
Maybe. You want to do like a hybrid word? I'll do the first syllable. You do the second.
Yeah, sure.
Blizz.
Tight.
Blizz tight.
Yeah, blizz
so, Yeah.
tight.
So I'll.
Blizz tight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Oh.
So it must be a really exciting week for you, though, and we will get back to talking a little bit more about Ottawa, but I do want people to realize that you just had an amazing week. You just performed on the Conan O'Brien show, and his
I
first
did.
week, his opening week of
Yeah.
his show, and you're the first stand-up comedian to perform on that show.
Yeah.
I mean, is that sort of feel like what's that feel like when you're walking out there on stage on the Conan O'Brien show for the first time?
It's the same kind of feeling you get when you ride the rails of the O train in Ottawa, Ontario. It is that same exhilarating, I'm exploring new territory kind of feeling. It was genuinely great. I loved it. Yeah, it was fun. It was, the appropriate amount of nervousness, but at the same time, yeah, just great. We tried to, within the show, I act out a scenario where I'm fishing. And so the idea is to make the scenario big and incorporate other elements. So it's not just me creating the atmosphere. We brought in thunder and lightning and rain, within the set. But we originally tried to get a bear to walk across in the background.
Yeah.
And they said someone could get hurt.
Yeah.
So we didn't do that. And then we tried to get about 40 ducks to walk around all over the stage. And they said, no, the bear will eat them. And I said, no, we're not getting the bear. And then they're like, and I said, how about rain? So we went with rain. But yeah, they're so cooperative and fun. It was great. It was
you went and you had all sorts of set pieces and stuff you started.
Yeah, I'm not a very good joke writer. I like the scenery around the jokes. Yeah.
I thought you killed it, man. It was I would just can't stop congratulating you.
I was great. Yeah, I was great.
Yeah,
but
just I mean, it was because sometimes when you see stand-up comedy on the talk shows, it doesn't always translate. But this was sort of there was a lot of a fun performance element to it.
I spoke English.
Yeah.
That helped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really fun to do. I highly suggest getting on the Conan O'Brien show. You should do it next week or something.
Yeah. I wish I could.
Have you been on yet? You haven't been on yet, have you?
Not doing stand-up comedy.
Soon.
Not doing stand-up comedy.
But were you on show 2 or something? I heard. Is that a rumor?
Show 2
of his recent of the first week?
No. I haven't been on the new one.
Oh, I thought that was okay. There's a rumor going around that you were on show 2.
Oh, really?
I'm not even making that up. Yeah.
Yeah. No, wasn't on it.
You should get on it, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know anyone over there? Or?
Yeah, man, I just did it. It was amazing. Yeah.
Maybe just send a message over there for me.
I'll put a good word in for you. I'll see what we can do. Yeah. Do you have a tape? Like you have a demo tape?
I'm
of
working
the work
on
you've
it.
Done? like what have you done in your career?
Well, I've been doing stand-up this year, so I'm working on a tape.
Stand-up comedy.
Stand-up comedy.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
I've been traveling around the world.
Get a good 5 minutes. Get an agent, and then I mean, it's kind of fun. It's a crazy life, though. I mean, on the road, the drugs, the women. Is it all it's cracked up to be? Yeah, for sure it is. But it's not as easy as kind of like sitting around interviewing someone at a podcast. Like there's
No, that's yeah. Well, I mean, you have a what? Sorry, say that again. What was that? It's not as what? It's not as easy as what? No, I have questions written up here, John. I prepared.
No,
for
I know.
this.
I know.
I've got 2 sheets of paper here. This is typed.
Get your 5 minutes. Get your 5 minutes to stand up, and then just go from there.
Yeah, I think so. So now, but you started at the Yuck Yucks, right?
I did in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
Was that fun? Amateur night?
Yeah, it actually was.
Jumping up there at amateur night. How old were you when you did that?
I was 21, I believe, when I started. Yeah, you did it there as well.
Howie Wagman.
Howie Wagman, that's right. Yeah. Howie Wagman was the owner of a comedy club in Ottawa. All right.
Yeah. Saw him a couple of weeks ago.
Did you really? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And was he? Were you happy to see him? Was he thrilled to see you?
Yeah, we had a great time.
Can I tell a funny story? That do you know comedian Lou Eisen?
I know of him.
I think I can tell this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
So anyway, Lou Eisen calls Howard Wagman the only Jew with Chinese hair.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
He's got very nice straight hair.
Yeah.
Howie. Yeah. Nice straight, dark brown hair.
It helps if you know him. But trust me, it's amazing. Use your imaginations right now. It's amazing.
So now, are you still planning on making more of your videos that you did, like the videos that you did on your show on the Canadian Comedy Network?
That's right.
I've been watching them all day.
Oh yeah,
and I've been watching them quite a bit lately. It's funny because the Canadian Comedy Network is this amazing little network up in Canada, and we both were working at Rogers Cable, and then all of a sudden we get shows on the Canadian Comedy Network.
That's correct. Yeah.
So I would encourage everybody listening, and everybody here tonight, but everybody listening as well, all 12 of you here in the audience tonight, and all 350,000 of you online listening to go check out John Dore's videos on YouTube, because now is the entire season up on YouTube? Or?
Yeah, and very, very nice of you to say what you just said. Yeah, it is the entire season. We put it all up on YouTube, so you can get every single. You can go to iTunes and pay for it, or just go to YouTube, watch it for free. Yeah, every episode is up there.
I notice you have a lot of hostility towards children.
Yeah,
and sometimes the less fortunate as well.
Yeah. Well,
like the wheelchair bound.
I mean, I'm going to have to ask you to
wheelchair bound.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, explain. What do you mean less fortunate?
Just the handicapped midget and the
midget American. Go on.
And lots of children getting beaten and screamed at. Beaten.
So check it out. It's all on YouTube.
I mean, beaten with a crowbar.
Yeah, I assaulted a child with a crowbar, but you got to remember that child assaulted me first and threw my head under a car. So yeah, of course I'm going to go back and beat that little bastard. Yeah,
really, just tore the crowd. This kid was probably not even 8 years old.
Oh. He was 6 years old. Yeah. And then, we laid it to him. Yeah.
And then the young girl, I don't know if it was a brownie, the Girl Scout, the Dore Girl Scout.
Yeah. This is a real Girl Scout we were interviewing. Yeah, we couldn't use the Girl Scout. They were actual Girl Scouts, but we weren't allowed to use the Girl Scout outfit or symbol. So we gave them a different costume, but they were actually Girl Scouts. Yeah,
this is the girl that came to the door and had the.
Oh, that girl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a different one. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the actual interview where we interviewed real Girl Scouts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
actually
different.
Didn't see that one.
Well, that was mean spirited as well. But yeah. The girl came to the door and she said she needed to raise money for surgery, and I slammed the door in their face. Yeah. Well, don't like get out. What are you doing? No, but kids need to learn as well. I mean, you don't go door to door knocking on adults' doors, right?
Yeah.
Asking for money for chocolate bars.
Yeah. You really laid into her.
Yep.
I enjoyed the visit to the STD clinic as well.
Oh, we did an episode about that.
Yeah, with the.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you said you just went to the STD clinic. You mean on our show?
Yeah.
Have you had an STD scare before?
No, but it got me to start
never
thinking
had
about maybe going in to check.
Well, you don't just go in because you saw a TV show.
Really? Well, I mean,
what did it look like? It was fun, kind of thing. Like, I've seen TV shows where people go like parachuting. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll try that. Like, if you see an STD clinic, that's not your motivation. But fuck, I'll go there.
I wanted to ask you, now, was that a real doctor, or
the real people we.
That's what I wanted to ask,
because
I think it's just it's sort of sometimes I wasn't sure if they were sketches or if they were actual real people, because they it's like I could tell the basketball game, that was a real person, right? That wasn't a sketch with him, right?
The basketball game. Do you mean when
you interviewed the
basketball player and talked about trash talking? Yeah, he's a real. Yeah, I mean, he's a street ball player. He plays a lot of street basketball kind of thing. Our interviews. For those who don't know the show, essentially every episode I explore a different topic, either in my life or in the world that I see a problem with. So either I have an STD, or I go to find out if I'm fertile because I want to become a father, or it could be a problem like I want to end discrimination out there in the world. But essentially, we interview real experts throughout the show to motivate me to go forward in the episode. So there's real people surrounded by fake moments. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
But within the interview,
so that was because he's a young doctor.
He wasn't actually a doctor. He worked at a clinic in a clinic in Hamilton, Ontario.
Okay.
Yeah. Near Ottawa, by the way.
Hamilton,
and the way you get there is if you're going to take the 401, you're going to take that west from Ottawa, heading towards Toronto. You're going to get on the QEW.
Yeah,
and what
Steeltown.
Steeltown. And if you're there, check out a Tiger Cats game.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the experts are real people. We're not trying to like pull the wool over their eyes. They know it's a comedy show, and I'm essentially the ignorant character walking through the episode saying horrible things to people and getting their reaction.
So was it now, because when I met you for the first time, was it the first time I met you when I came on the daytime on Rogers? What had we met?
It was technically the second, but the first you wouldn't remember anyway. But yeah, it was just like a minor meeting in Ottawa. Tom I used to see you around Ottawa every once in a while. But yeah, no, we met for the first time when I was hosting a cable show in Ottawa called Daytime.
Daytime, which is sort of the serious show.
Very much so. It is a show. It's like a cable access show, daily, 1 hour long, like Regis and Kathy Lee, without the audience, the production value, or the guests. Yeah. So interviews with like hey, what's going on with the Carp Garlic Festival this year? Who are the guests? Prostate Cancer Awareness Week interview. Then you'd get like a local band, things like that. Yeah. Very, very middle of the road, meat and potatoes, boring kind of show.
And so you got into that
I
after
excelled
college.
at it. What's that?
And then were you just kind of itching to get out and do something crazy? Is that the
Oh, absolutely. I pitched them a show originally, a late night talk show, and they didn't want to do it. They said they had this other show they were looking for a host for, and so I auditioned for that and got it. And it was actually great, actually writing questions for guests and researching and having a good time. But what was interesting, that was a show I did, cable access in Ottawa. So you don't get paid any money. But of course, there's that stigma out there. Like if you're on television, the general public assume, oh, you're doing well. You know what I mean? Like you have money. But of course, at Rogers, I think we got like $30 a day or something. So you can't live on that. So of course, I'm taking the bus into work. And technically, you see people on television. I mean, Regis Philbin's not taking the bus to work or the subway. Right. So anyway, I'd be sitting on the bus, but they had money to advertise our show, and there'd be advertisements for our show.
On the side of the bus.
My face would be on the side of OC Transpo. I'm bringing it all back. Yeah. And I would be on the bus. Looking down at my face.
Yeah. People assumed it was some sort of promotion going on that you were on the bus. It was.
I never looked at it that way, but that's how I should have treated it.
The public just was amazed to just see you out and about.
I was a man of the people.
Brushing shoulders with people.
I was a man. I'd come down from the mountaintop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd sip the same coffee they would.
Got to get in, mix it up, just know what the people are talking about.
But sometimes I'd let that bus go by, I'd be too embarrassed. I'd be sitting there, and the bus would come by, and my picture would be on it. I'm not fucking getting on that thing. Yeah. I'd let it go by, get the next one. Yeah.
But now, I guess I should say this because I have to remember that people in the United States and around the world may not know that you also were on a huge national show after this, the Canadian Idol, the Canadian version of American Idol. You were.
Is that what it was?
I believe it was affiliated with American Idol, was it not?
Oh, shit. Okay. I never knew that.
It always looked the pack.
Okay.
Are you sure? It was the packaging was the same lighting, the same sort of.
That was American
music,
Idol
the
too?
3 judges,
Oh, shit. I had no idea. Yeah, well, I did Canadian Idol. I didn't know.
Were you the Ryan Seacrest of that show, or you were more of a comic relief?
Who's that?
Was the host of the. Ben Mulroney was the Ryan Seacrest of that show.
Seacrest.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. But I do know in Canada, we did a show called Canadian Idol. It was pretty revolutionary. It was a show where we traveled the country and get guests or singers to come on the show, and then through an elimination process, we'd celebrate the Canadian Idol, the best singer of the bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them was recently.
People would vote. It was pretty interesting. Yeah. It would work in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should
like
do
North
that
America.
They should do that down here.
Yeah.
But
or up here.
No, but
you have listeners in Mexico or no?
We're worldwide. We're worldwide. We're on the internet.
I would always say up there, down.
Yeah, we're on down there in Mexico. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
But anyway, so I did the Canadian Idol show. I wasn't the host. No, I wasn't like the. What did you say, Ryan Westcrest?
Yeah.
I was a. I was
Seacrest. Ryan Seacrest, the host.
Right. Black guy. No? Am I way off? No? Maybe I don't know the show.
You know who Ryan Seacrest is. Come on, John.
I honestly don't know. But anyway, in Canada, I was. There was a host, Ben Mulroney, and he was the son of our Prime Minister.
Former Prime Ministers.
Ben Mulroney was son of former Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau.
Yes.
A lot of people know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was odd.
Anyway. Yeah, so it would imagine who's a son of a president here in the United States?
It'd be like Chelsea Clinton hosting American Idol.
Clinton.
It'd be like Chelsea Clinton hosting American Idol.
Yeah, that was like Ben Mulroney.
Or
was
Bristol
the host.
Palin being on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sarah Palin, not a prime president, but
do you
soon
think
to be.
Do you think Canada should do Dancing with the Stars? Do you think they could do a Dancing
They
with
have
the Stars?
Skating with the Stars in Canada.
Do they really?
Which they've now brought down into the U.S.
Oh, you know what they have? Well, they have the Battle of the Blades. Do you know what that is? Yeah.
Where the
ex-hockey players. Yeah, a lot of tough guys, too.
They go and they get in a hockey fight with a figure skater.
Yeah. Ty Domi. That'd be amazing. That would be great.
Every episode just sort of ends the same way with
blood
a bleeding,
and teeth on the
screaming
ground.
woman.
Thursdays at 8.
Probably isn't the kind of thing we should
a bleeding,
be
toothless, screaming woman.
Saying that, actually. Yeah. You sick.
But anyway,
people.
so So Ben would host it, and then I'd come on and do like these little comedy like sketches that most people hated, but some enjoyed. And so after 3 years of that, I left. I didn't want to do it anymore. And
Really?
yeah,
You did?
yeah, I
just
gave it up.
kinda-
I had a year and a half of owing $40,000 to the government in back taxes. Wesley Snipes into hoose, and then
What? Really? From that
totally
show?
true. Yeah. Because I made money, never paid my taxes. I'm notoriously lazy.
Okay.
But anyway, since cleared
Would I have
that,
to go down to H&R Block or something like that, right?
that's right. Is that Canadian?
I
as
think
well?
it might
Yeah.
be, judging by the fact that nobody knew what I was talking about in here.
Yeah. So I eventually cleared up my tax debt. But yeah, so I did that show, left it.
That was the accounting firm that you go to at the mall, basically, and they.
You give them everything.
It's
just
here
give them
too, right?
everything. Oh, they have H&R Block
It is here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so it just wasn't funny then.
Oh, okay. Well, don't be judged by these people here. Like these are 12 people.
Right,
I mean,
that's
that's
true.
not. I mean, how many?
14. That's good.
Okay, easy. And so there's 14 people here, and one of them I don't like. There's one here that I don't like.
When you look out at the audience here tonight,
Yeah.
you sort of get a sense that there's somebody that you don't like. You don't have to say who.
Well, I'm not going to say who.
It's not
but
me,
there
is
is genuinely a person here who I didn't know before tonight. Just an audience member, and I don't like them. Like I would, if I had it my way, I'd want them to leave, but I'm not going to say who it is. But anyway, just enjoy the show, and we're going to continue here. Now, what was I was talking about? Yeah, the Canadian thing. Yeah, so I left, and for about a year and a half, I had no idea what I was going to do.
So but here
I thought of becoming an OC Transpo bus driver.
and then
but
you
yeah.
started the Comedy Network show after that.
Yeah, I started the comedy. Well, no, we shot the pilot during that, and then they originally turned it down. We did a pilot for the show, which never aired. Yeah.
So you wanted to go out and then focus on doing the more outrageous and funny, crazy stuff. Stand
Exactly.
up and doing some fun stuff.
Correct,
Because
yeah.
it can be probably a little bit constricting working for a big corporate show like that, I would bet.
It absolutely is. Yeah, you end up doing commercials for Kraft and things like that.
Yeah.
So we'd have integration segments where you'd want to go out and be funny, but no, the people at Kraft, they don't want you to say that word.
Right.
So yeah.
You felt like you had to get out of there. That must have been a tough decision. Not to get all heavy, but you're
No, I don't mind. Let's get heavy.
you go to Algonquin College, right?
Yeah.
And then you're on the Rogers daytime
Yeah,
show, and then
yeah.
all of a sudden you're on the biggest show in the country,
Yeah, huge show. Yeah.
and just to kind of walk away like that.
It was really tough, especially on my kids.
Yeah.
It was really difficult. But
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you had children.
three
Really?
kids. Yeah. Yeah. And but no, I mean, I got rid of them like when.
Were they fans of the show, or?
Oh yeah,
The
they
Idol
love
show?
everything Daddy does.
Yeah?
Yeah. And but eventually I realized no, I've got to give these kids up for adoption. It just wasn't. I didn't have the money to do it, and I wasn't ready. So, and you can do that. So I thank them. You know what I mean, for being adults about it. But yeah, no, I had 3 kids, and I just said goodbye. You know, I missed one of them for sure. Anyway, yeah, so things are working out great now. I kind of like what I'm up to. But yeah, I left that show, and it was a difficult decision.
No, I mean, you're joking, right, John? You didn't just give your
No, I left the show. I totally left the show.
kids,
Yeah, I
the
didn't want to
kids,
do it anymore.
the show,
I
the
completely-
kids.
No, I did. I left the show after 3 years. I
Didn't
didn't
pay
want
your
to do
taxes?
I did not pay my taxes. That's a true story as well. I did not.
Because Canada have like
Tax
an
relief?
IRS.
Yeah,
it
they have
Canadian-
Revenue Canada.
They have
yeah.
Revenue Canada. They got people after you, or
Yeah,
They're
well,
gonna
they
come down
no.
here?
I've since paid my back taxes.
Okay.
Yeah. I paid my back taxes, and well, I mean, I had my kids kind of work it off, but but I eventually did pay my taxes. Yeah. So yeah.
So okay, so then you immediately began the show, and then
No, not immediately. I was like for a year and a half. I didn't know what I was doing. I was wandering the streets of Toronto, not knowing anything, not knowing what I was going to do, what was next, what would I do. So that's what I was up to. But I pitched this show to the Comedy Network. They eventually picked it up, and it became the John Dore television show, and has since been an inspiration to many people out
it's a
there.
huge show in Canada. It's a hugely loved show in Canada.
People have been
if
great
you go on
about
the
it.
internet.
People
and
have been very
watch,
kind,
Watch
yeah.
the shows on the internet. It's a hugely positive. No, everybody loves the videos. It's they're perfect for this is what's exciting about this day and age we're living in, You know, you've got this YouTube thing. Your
yeah.
show is perfect for YouTube. Every video, you know, there's all these 3-minute long, 2-minute long videos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Were you inspired by Ali G?
Oh, of course. I was inspired by so many different people. Yeah, of course.
Sort of paint
Ali
a
G,
picture of the show. It's Ali G. It's very similar to a lot of the interviews in some ways. I mean, obviously, you'd have a completely different spin on it.
Yeah, the difference being Ali G would be playing a character like that's the brilliance of Ali G. Of course, Sacha Baron Cohen is that no one knew who he really was. Like the people he was interviewing, of course, thought this was genuinely the Borat character coming to interview them. But our show, they knew, oh, here's a comedian coming in to do something silly. That's the only difference. But yeah, of course we had like a through line for every episode, and the experts were appropriate for each segment of the show. It was really fun. We'd interview like a feminist in an episode about discrimination, and how fun is that to ignorantly walk through that interview? An ignorant person talking to someone who is an absolute women's rights feminist. You can get away with a lot if you're an ignorant person. You get to like I think I called them boobies.
What
I'm trying to say is I'm pretty risky.
Did the Comedy Network, did they ever give you any creative...
Not much. They were actually great.
Restrictions?
They were really
of any
great.
sort?
They had a few issues with an aborted baby fetus that was talking. They didn't let us air that.
Yeah. We had one bit that we were not allowed to air on the Canadian Comedy
was
Network.
that?
In the
Which one was
entire
that?
time I did the show there, out of hundreds of segments. It was when I went to I walked out of, we have this little studio audience, about this size, maybe the size of this, maybe a little bit bigger than
You
this one.
used to draw incredibly well, though. I remember trying to get into one of your shows, and we couldn't get in when you were in Saint Laurent out in
This
in
was
Ottawa.
this was early times. This was
This is
Rogers
early
Cable.
times. Rogers
Yeah.
Cable days, like huge. Like you were incredibly huge. I don't think there's been anything prior or since that, like comedic kind of excitement coming out of Ottawa. It was pretty big.
It was a fun little cult thing, wasn't it? Because I mean, there was,
Yeah.
in fairness, there could only fit 35 people in the audience, I think. But it was.
That's
it was,
what I'm
it
saying.
Was, it was
It was
packed
huge.
every night.
It was
It was
huge.
packed every night.
Yeah.
And it was. But the one bit that we were not allowed to air on the Comedy Network.
Yeah.
Rightly so, I think. Was,
really? Okay.
Well, no, actually, because there was stuff that we did that was worse, actually, that did air. So I don't know. But this one involved me going out to the bathroom, walking from the desk out to the bathroom at the Arts Court Theatre where we were filming, going into the bathroom stall, coming out a moment later with a actual log of shit in my hand.
Right.
My own shit.
Your own shit.
Well, there's a whole other story to that. Walking back into the audience. As I walked through the audience, I sort of held it up under the noses of people in the audience. Yeah. One member of the audience tested whether or not this was indeed a piece of shit or not, and stuck his hand out.
I have a question.
Stuck his finger in the shit and said that's not real, and then he smelled it, and clearly his face indicated that it was real. And then I went over to the desk and I set it down in a little Barbie bed, put 2 little googly eyes on it, and tucked it in to sleep, and then through to a commercial break.
How many writers did you have on your show?
I don't know if we were actually writers.
Okay, so now the Comedy Network refused to air that.
Yeah, it was sort of one of these things that it was never a big issue. It was just more like, we would edit all the pieces together, and then we sort of got one note back and said, we'd kind of rather you didn't air that particular bit.
Right.
But it's been released on DVD.
Oh, so good. As long as it's getting out there.
You can see that. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I thought it might be fun to
take a pause.
I do want to go back to talking more about Ottawa too. At some point.
I do as well.
But I thought it might be fun to talk about as many things.
We had a swastika in our episode we had to lose as well and reshoot a whole episode.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there's a swastika. We had I was going to make the world a better place for wheelchair people, or people in wheelchairs, as I found out you're supposed to call them. And I designed these crisscross walks that were arcing structures that would cross every intersection, and so that wheelchair people would never have to go up or down a curb again, because that's a difficult,
Right.
Anyway, when I present this case to City Hall, I reveal on a map, like a topographical aerial view of what the world will look like once these structures are on it. And from above, they look like swastikas.
Sure.
But unbeknownst to me. So I'm saying things like, one day this symbol of peace and freedom will be seen across the world.
Yeah.
And of course, it's an ignorant person saying it, but our production company... Oh, and then we would cut to our writer's room, which is what we do on our show. We always explain a gag in the writer's room, and our writers were little kids, and one of them was dressed as Adolf Hitler. And he was the one in charge of the maps.
Yeah.
So anyway, we felt like we had excused this nasty symbol,
Yeah.
which represents the genocide of 6 million Jews, and thought it was okay. And our production company said, no, you can't. You can't air that.
No joking around with that.
That's another example of something that had to come out of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got in trouble for not doing that once. There was
For not putting swastikas all over the
There
world?
was when I first launched my show on MTV, and when I stopped the show, when I got sick, a rumor went around that was probably heard by certainly somebody in this room, because everybody would come up to me and say that they'd heard that I was canceled.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Because I dressed up.
Can I guess it?
Yeah. Everybody heard this.
You dressed up as Adolf Hitler and went to a bar mitzvah.
Yeah,
That was the rumor.
exactly,
Yeah.
And shot paintball guns or something, or water pistols.
Oh, well, that's too far.
Yeah, never did it.
Paintballs?
Never
at a bar
did
mitzvah?
it. Never did it.
I can excuse dressing up as Adolf Hitler at a bar mitzvah, but I mean, once you bring artillery into it, fake
Yeah.
or real, I
Absolutely.
mean, yeah.
But it was one of the most surreal
intimidating.
things, because here I was getting a lot of grief for something I've never even done.
Yeah.
But
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I since we're talking about it,
Can I ask you a question about it though?
Yeah.
Well, what do you do like in that situation? Because that's a rumor that's out there, and those can be powerful. How do you dispel that? How do you?
at the time, the show was on MTV.
Right.
I put a letter on my website, and we talked about it on Entertainment Tonight, dispelling the rumor that I dressed up as Adolf Hitler.
Right. Yeah.
And it just made more people believe it.
Really?
Actually, yeah, make the
Isn't
bastard
the
deny
world
it.
fucked up though?
Yeah,
Like,
it made more people believe it. And it got to the point where literally everywhere I went, and to this day, people still come up to me and ask me about that. And the thing that's really annoying about it, actually, because this happened just the other day in New York, actually. Someone came up to me and asked me about it. I tell them it's not true, and then they look at me with this look like they think that I'm lying to them. And then I have to sort of sit around and really try to prove it.
Right.
That it's not true.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll go, oh, well, come on. It would have surfaced on the internet now with all the video. I go on and on and on about it.
You should do a show about it.
Yeah.
Could you do a
It'll
show
just
about
make it worse.
trying
It'll
to
just
clear your...
It'll just make it worse. Me talking about it now is going to make it worse.
You think so?
Yeah, I just probably told 350,000 people. Now they're going to go out and they're going to remember, and then they're going to wake up in a couple of days from now. They're going to forget about what exactly I was talking about, and they're going to say, "Oh yeah, you know why that show went off the air? Because he dressed up like as a Nazi."
Yeah, people just pick up little things here.
Bastards.
And there. Yeah.
But anyway, so I thought, yeah, people are just a bunch of fucking bastards,
Yeah,
right?
man. Totally. Let it out. Don't
They
stop
hear
now.
shit, and they just repeat it, and it doesn't matter if it's true.
You know, when you're angry, you do look like Hitler.
See,
When you raise your voice.
this
I'm
is
not
probably
joking,
how it
but
got
that's
started.
and I mean that in a nice way.
Probably the little mustache, the Charlie Chaplin mustache I was wearing at the time, probably
Oh, no, that wasn't it.
did a little bit to.
Yeah. Do you think, because, no one has, we all know that, no one has that mustache anymore because it reminds people of genocide.
Yeah.
If Hitler had a handlebar mustache, Hulk Hogan would look so different today. You know what I mean? Think about that.
Yeah.
He's influenced trends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed
So
facial
if
hair
you-
forever.
So I'm just thinking that if you want to change a trend, if you're sick of a certain hairstyle, become a genocidal dictator with that hairstyle. It'll go away.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did a train. It
But
just
when
felt
did you
right.
grow the beard?
When I was 5.
Have you all? Was there? Because
I
wanted
grew
to
it
ask
when I was 5, but I never wore it. I grew it in an incubator, and then I put it on. Totally joking. That's not true.
Do you have a thick beard? I have a thick beard. I just recently went back to the goatee.
I know. I noticed it. I love the goatee on you.
Yeah, I went back
It
to the
looks
goatee.
good. Yeah.
Just so our audio listening audience can, know exactly what is on our faces. I went back to the goatee.
You had a beard. You went to the goatee.
Had the beard for a few years.
I've had the beard. I'd say for about 7, 8 years now. 7 years.
Yeah, we have similar beards. When I have the beard, it's thick, the same thickness. A lot of people will say to me, "Man, I wish I could grow a beard like that." And
You get
sometimes when I see your beard, I say, man, that looks kind of like my beard a little bit, you know?
It's mine. I didn't take yours. It's
Yeah,
mine.
but I'm saying...
okay, I thought you were accusing me of... Okay.
No.
Sorry. But
I'm just saying the thickness of it, the way your beard grows on your face grows the same way. Or let's say my beard, you know, we have similar facial hair thickness.
Yeah.
Something I've noticed.
Yeah. I agree. Now, did you get a lot of questions about your beard? Like when you grew your beard, were people like, great beard, can I ask you a question? And would they ask you questions about it? I get people ask me questions about how do you grow it here? And how do you grow it here is not a question you can answer.
Yeah. It's not something you think about.
It just fucking grows, you idiot.
Yeah. Just naturally grows there.
Yeah. People have questions about beards. They love beards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't grow them as thickly as you and I.
I'm a very robust man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Canadian. Maybe it's a Canadian thing.
Probably. Yeah. Probably.
I thought it might be fun just to shift gears for a second and talk about as many things that we can think of that are happening in the news right now and attempt to appear genuinely as informed as we possibly can.
Okay. So pretend... Okay, so what is going on in the news? And
talk just to spitball here. It doesn't really matter, but just say talk about as many things that we can come up with. Like for instance, a woman was here. You're gonna hand a beer to your friend.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But go ahead. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So are you saying? Are you? But I think I might be a little confused about the idea right now. Are you saying that we're supposed to make it up or talk about?
No, talk about real stuff that's going
gotcha.
on in the news.
Okay, yeah,
stuff that's going on.
Well, this blew my mind. This is just minutes ago. I don't know if you got the Twitter thing, but Zenyatta, the horse that came second in the Breeders' Cup this year. Anyone know about that? She had to be put down today.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just joking. That didn't happen, but thought that'd be fun to say.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be fun to completely lie about something.
No. But this is still.
Do you ever do that? Lie for no reason?
Oh yeah, I do that.
First lie I ever told was when I was on the space shuttle.
Yeah.
Challenger.
Yeah. But we could actually.
True story.
I do want to play this game for a minute.
I would love to play it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be distracted.
But you are allowed to lie if you want.
I don't want to lie. Actually, okay. You go.
The idea, I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I thought it would be fun to talk about as many things in the news that we can think of. Air conditioner went on in here.
Is that what that
or a car driving by, squealing by. And attempt to appear informed about it. Actually, like for instance, like we could just talk, just to spitball for a second. The Prince of England there is getting married.
Hold on.
What's his name again? William?
So we're supposed to talk as if we're well informed about it?
Well, no, I mean just as much as we're capable of.
Oh, I see. I
Just
thought
shoot the shit.
the idea was to try and convince people we're more informed than we are. Because
to be honest with you, I haven't really figured out what the game is yet.
I'll be honest with you. I love the idea already. I really do. I
think the idea is like I throw out something and maybe I know a little bit about it. You talk about it for a second, and then you throw out something.
Are you kidding
me?
So
I say, I was watching on the news earlier today that the Prince of England, William's getting married to, and someone in England is listening to this going like, shocked that I don't know the girl's name that he's marrying.
Right. Okay.
But he gave her Princess Diana's ring. His mother's ring.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the engagement ring.
So
was
wait a minute.
A sapphire
So
surrounded by 14 diamonds.
So I'm going to ask you some questions then, if I can, about this story.
As much as I know about it.
Tell me as much as you can. So Prince, you're saying Prince Harry? No,
William, the
Prince
older
William.
one. Yeah, he's
Prince
getting
William.
married. Yeah, he's getting married. But he proposed with us in Africa on their recent trip to Africa.
Where in Africa? What country?
I think it might have been Egypt. I don't know.
Egypt?
I don't know.
I didn't even know that was part of Africa.
Yeah. No.
Is it?
Yeah, Northern Africa. Yeah.
I never think it is. Do you know what I mean? It always seems like sandier, and it looks like a different country to me.
Yeah, it's Africa. Yeah,
I'm not buying it's in Africa totally, but I'll go with you for a bit here. So he was in Africa.
Yeah.
Proposed, gave her a ring.
And this is the big news of the day today.
And what's her name?
It's not Beverly.
Okay, better question. What isn't her name?
Yeah, her name is. Honestly, I knew when I brought this up that I did not know her name, and I knew that is probably shocking to somebody listening overseas.
I just want to know what her name is.
I think that I wouldn't know her name.
I just want to know what her name is not.
It's like I don't know what it is. Okay. I don't know what it is. But
that's you can tell me what her name isn't.
Or did you hear?
You can't because you don't know what her name is. Hence, you can't say what her name is.
I can't tell you what it is
because you might say
what it is
because you don't know.
But this is a big deal. This is international news right now.
Yeah, well, I know.
You can throw one at me now too if you want.
Oh, well, I don't know if you heard this, but, oh, geez. Did you hear about the guy? This is actually should be what I consider front page news, but this was like, like in the back of the newspaper, you'll find like little highlights of what's going on around the country. Like they'll do things like national news, and it's just like a little snippet.
Yeah.
Front pages, whatever. But the guy in Athens, Georgia, I can't remember his name, but like,
B-52s are from Athens, Georgia.
They are from Athens, Georgia.
And Kim Basinger and REM.
REM as well.
Yep.
That's right. Anyway, that's the end of the story.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Well, do you hear the
No, I'm not finished. This is true. The guy in Athens, Georgia, he had passed out. He had a tracheotomy, I guess. The newspaper reported like a year and a half ago or something. He had passed out on his front porch for the newspaper said like a few hours. In that time when he had passed out, bees entered his trachea and started forming the early stages of a hive.
Oh, really?
No, I made that up too. But anyway,
man. Come on, man.
I know, but I haven't been following the news. No. But that would be a great story.
Well, you hear that last night here in Hollywood, and this is not a funny story by any means. It's a horrible story, but it's a scary story, and it affects our lives. A Hollywood publicist last night who was walking down the red carpet of the Cher Christina Aguilera movie Burlesque at the premiere, afterwards drove home, and on her way home down Sunset, was shot while driving her car multiple times and died last night. This was just reported on the news today. Killed.
Wow.
Does that scare you to think that we're living in a city where people just get shot like Biggie Smalls in their car? I mean, you're a Canadian guy. We're here living in Los Angeles. People are getting killed.
I don't think they were in Egypt when he proposed.
Yeah, this happened. Yes,
I feel like it was a different country in Africa altogether.
Yeah, maybe we should change the topic. There's nothing funny. There's nothing funny about this.
No, I'm not trying to change the topic. I'm just genuinely mad at you for making people.
No, they weren't in Egypt. They were in.
That's an Of course, I mean, if you're asking me, is that a scary story? Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you hear about that though?
I haven't heard about
this.
This
happened yesterday.
No, that's great.
This is on the news right now.
By the way, I love your new topic. This is a fun game to play.
Yeah, but
it never gets sinister or anything. Yeah.
No, but I'm not even. I don't even. Obviously, there's nothing. It's a horrible thing, and it happened yesterday. And honestly, I'm sitting here, and I'm freaked out. I mean, we're living in the city of Los Angeles right now.
I have a story I'd like.
Somebody
to tell.
got shot in the front seat of their car last night.
It
and killed.
involves a gun and something, but I don't think I will tell it. But I have a story. I'm not going to tell the story, but I will say this. Remember like this age ago, I was living in Canada, there was a lot of highway shootings. Remember that in LA? And I mean, it seems completely crazy. I never suspected. When I walk around, like I live in West Hollywood, when I walk around, I mean, the last thing I think of, or even any city in the United States, because of course the gun laws here are much more liberal, I never feel unsafe. I always feel safe, and that never crosses my mind. That anyone would ever be gunned down. I mean, can you imagine?
Which is something I think when you're growing up in Canada, and you're younger, people in America may not know this, and this may not even be true. But from my memory, growing up in Canada, I remember being a little bit afraid of going to the United States because I thought I was going to get shot and killed.
Absolutely.
You thought there's violence down there because you'd watch Hill Street Blues.
Oh, that's where you found it.
Or you'd see the news stories from Rochester that would come in. Rochester, Doppler radar, Virginia Butler, Gabe Dalmuth.
And House of Guitars.
Yeah, oh my
J&E
gosh.
Grocery. Do you remember the commercial?
J&E Grocery. 139 Reynolds Street. Absolutely. That was a commercial for a local butcher that ran during the Late Night with David Letterman show.
And every week he would walk up to the camera.
Was it 139 Reynolds Street or 129?
It was 139, I'm pretty sure. It could be 129. I could be wrong.
I think
but
so.
he would walk up. He'd walk up to the camera and he'd say, Janie, these are this week's specials. Mm-hmm. And then they'd bring up pictures of meats and chicken, and he'd say, T-bone steak, $1.39 a pound. Chicken leg, $1.49 a pound. At J&E Grocery, 139 Reynolds Street.
Absolutely. It was
I feel warm. I feel I feel nostalgic.
Those were the days, too. Discovering David Letterman for the first time, seeing that you could do stupid shit on TV, crazy House of Guitars commercials, Virginia Butler, Rochester Doppler Raider, Gabe Dalmuth.
Always at the mall for a good cause. Yeah. And then, of course...
shootings in Rochester, killings.
Well, that was it.
Afraid of going to the United States. Fear.
Those were the days.
Fear pounded into our brains.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
And I loved that. I loved living in Canada and getting America's propaganda media. Like, that made me feel good. Do you know what I mean? It made me feel like there's a dangerous place to go one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you come down here and it's completely safe and you feel comfortable walking around.
Palm trees and podcasts.
Yeah. Until people start getting shot on the street on their way home from the burlesque premiere.
Yeah. Now, here's a question. I have a question for you. Did they think that there was a motive in this case, or was it random?
This is breaking news, literally breaking news. As far as I know, they are investigating. They do not know what has happened here.
Right.
It could be random. I don't think there's any real suspicion yet of what's going
interesting. Because publicist interesting, is it? I don't know. I mean,
it was
gunned down.
Driving her car. I believe she was driving, and then car slammed into a pole. The police arrived. She was still alive, falling in and out of consciousness, brought to Cedars-Sinai, died. And we're going to... This is big news right now. What's some other big news? Let's not to bring the mood down here. I know you people have to get home tonight in the city of Los Angeles, but it's something that's legitimately scaring me.
Yeah, well, how about let's be safe here. Everyone in the audience, let's get a hotel room and nearby. We'll all stay in there. And then we'll leave in the sober light of day, so it's safer.
Oh.
Okay? So everyone here tonight, you're not going home, okay? We're going to get a nice place. A lot of you think I'm joking, which is funny. We're going to get a hotel room, and we're going to stay there tonight. We're going to play fun games, okay? We're going to play dominoes.
Yeah.
We're going to play Scrabble.
Let me think of another news story, because I feel like maybe it was probably not the best news story to bring up. It just happened to be on the phone.
Well, no, it's important because these people are going to be out in their cars in a second, and we need to get them to a safe place tonight. So maybe a community center. We'll rent out a community center hall. We'll just have fun. Let's have fun. I mean, you know, male to female ratios aren't great, but you know, for the heterosexuals out there,
couple of babes here tonight, though.
A couple genuine babes here tonight,
absolutely.
like that one, right? Oh, that's a dude.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, there's lots going on in the news, Tom. I mean, there's lots going on in the news we could talk about.
Something that's popping out on your radar screen?
Well, news-wise, I found this very interesting. In that Dominican Republic obviously shares border with Haiti. Huge earthquake, devastating.
Yeah.
And it wiped out most of the infrastructure. And anyway, Sean Penn has decided to go down there. A lot of celebrities are offering their services to go down to kind of help out. So,
oh, wow.
So, yeah. So that's pretty big news. But apparently it's way worse than I
people
thought.
Donate
I mean,
help?
there is a text line, and you can text Haiti, and you can help out. But, yeah, it's just awful, just devastating. Makes me long for the days of Ottawa, Ontario, and the OC Transpo bus system where there was no earthquake.
No, not a lot of natural disasters.
It is on a fault line. A lot of people don't know that about Ottawa, but it is on a fault line.
Maybe we can let the listeners out there know about this, and if you want to donate, get online and Google Sean Penn, I guess, would probably be quickest
Google Sean
way.
Penn. You know what? Email him. Email him directly. He'll tell you how to help. But, yeah, that's a noble cause of Sean's to take on as well, especially like just in the wake of the blackout on the Eastern Seaboard. You know, I mean, we should know what it's like to go without electricity. After that. Yeah.
Do you see that movie Tropic Thunder?
I did.
You know when they in the movie when Ben Stiller's character went full retard.
Yeah.
And then Robert Downey Jr. says to him, like, you shouldn't have gone full retard. You never go full retard. Like Sean Penn, I Am Sam, you went full retard, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes out into the jungle, and everybody makes him reenact the scenes from
what was that?
From I Am Sam, from the
movie that he did.
Handy Jack or Lonely Jack or whatever the name of the movie. Happy Jack.
Was it Happy Jack? No, I can't remember.
Simple Jack.
Simple Jack, yes.
They
make him reenact the scene from Simple Jack.
He gets
when
to
he's out in the
smoke up
jungle.
there, and I'm very envious of that. Can I have a cigarette in here?
No smoking. Yeah?
All right.
No?
If everyone in the audience is cool with it.
No, don't worry. I'm not going to smoke cigarettes. I'm not going to smoke cigarettes. No, it's not appropriate. I mean, yeah. My grandfather died of lung related issues.
Really?
No, he's alive. But no, he did. He that's not how he died, but he is dead. He was a great guy. I miss him. I treated him like royalty.
Yeah?
I killed him in a car crash. Yeah. So too late. Okay, but no, you were saying something. You were saying something.
Well, I was just wondering if, like in the movie in Tropic Thunder, when
Yeah.
when Ben Stiller's character gets spotted by the locals in
Virginia,
Vietnam or wherever
Vietnam.
it is they are, and they
Yeah.
make him act out the scenes from Simple Jack.
Yeah.
I wonder if this has happened to Sean Penn in Haiti,
Yeah.
where he's acted out some of the scenes
I
from
Am
I Am
Sam.
Sam for some of the earthquake victims.
So I got a question for you.
Okay.
Let's say you experience some philanthropic luster and you go to a war-torn country to shoot a new movie and they capture you. And what if they were like, okay, here's the guy from Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah.
What scene, if they said you're going to die unless you perform a scene from Freddy Got Fingered, what scene would you have?
I would probably like to deliver a baby of a local
And just
pregnant
swing it
woman,
around?
swing it around by the umbilical cord with blood splattering all over everybody's
I love it.
fucking faces.
Yeah.
Probably that one. But
Just curious.
yeah, might be that one, or I'd jack off an elephant. I don't know. Okay, so how do your parents enjoy being referenced on the show? Are those your real parents? On the
Yeah,
show?
those are my real parents on the television show that we do. Yeah, and well, they were in it, so they agreed to do it. Yeah, no, they've been great. I got my mom and dad to do a scene where it was an episode where I'm looking for I'm trying to make cash quick to get to Vegas, and so in this episode I end up there's a montage where I'm trying to make money really quickly, and I can't. And so my last resort is I'm going to go execute my parents so that I can get their money from their will. But as I go over to their house and I bring the gun into frame, they're talking about the fact that I'm not in their will. So I pull the gun out. I don't execute them. But what was funny was the night before, they came to Toronto to shoot this from Ottawa. And I asked my mom, I said, look, we're thinking of altering the lines a little bit. I just want to make sure you're comfortable with saying this. As I'm bringing the gun in the frame, you're going to say, John called today, and he was asking about our will. And then my dad would say, well, he's not getting a fucking cent. That's when the gun comes out. And then my mom, I wanted her to say, I should have had an abortion. And then my dad says, shoulda, woulda, coulda. And so I asked my mom for approval over dinner at the Keg, great Keg, York Street in Toronto.
Oh, the keg. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I asked my mom, are you okay with that? And right away she goes, oh, yes. So I enjoyed that.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Oh yes.
Parents are
yes.
fine with the off color.
I think she was more. She was just more like trying to compute like the word. Okay, so I have to say that. Yes, I can say that. Yeah. So they're great participants. They love it. Yeah.
They've been down to visit in Los Angeles.
They have. Yeah, they were down a year ago. They're coming back in February. Yeah.
It's kind of. Is it?
I got an idea.
Okay.
Do you want to meet them at the airport as me, grow your beard back, and then pretend you're me for a day, even though they know it's not me, but you keep it up for a whole day?
Yeah. Can we film it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
but
I'd
we
love
got
to
to
do that.
like film it like a huge, we've done the transformation.
But I'd like to do that. But
Yeah.
I would like to do that only if you would do the same and reciprocate and meet my parents.
Oh my God, I would adore it.
And take them around for a day.
Question: I was thinking about this too. Absolutely. But
They're
here's-
coming down in January.
Let's swap parents. Oh, what if they're fucking with us and they're like switching the dates? What if your parents are coming down to see me? That's something they'd fucking get up to.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'd actually be willing to swap with you for a year.
oh, that'd be fucking great. Would you do it?
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
no, let's get some
I'd
money.
swap parents
let's
for a
get some
year
money
with you.
into it. Try and make
Yeah.
yeah. But what about, you know what I was thinking could be kind of fun and would kind of give back too? And we can talk about this another time too, but like, what about, because we both went to Algonquin College and then Rogers and then the Comedy Network, and now we're both living in what about if we established like a little fund or something, but it's called like the John Dore, Tom Green, what was the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean?
Go to college fund?
Not go to college necessarily, but like a
ruin your life fund?
No, a reward for people who are willing. a reward for like comedy at Algonquin or something.
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
Or something like, and it doesn't like maybe just like
Most outrageous.
Like here's a couple
single camera video production assignment.
Yeah. What about like here's a couple grand, go shoot a video,
Couple
and then
grand?
it'll be premiered on a yeah.
It's making like $8 or something.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say like we throw out a little bit of cash, and then they get to, as a result, they get to make a short, and then it goes on your website because you're famous.
Yeah, do you have a website now?
No, not yet, but it's coming. I'm just figuring this stuff out.
I noticed there wasn't a website today.
Yeah, there isn't a website.
Maybe I was losing my mind. I thought
I haven't.
You got all these videos.
I wanted to make sure it was going to catch on first before I
the
invested
internet.
the money. Yeah, but so I'm going to do it now. I've decided. Yeah, it's here to stay. So,
it's a big thing. Yeah,
yeah,
it's pretty popular. But, okay, well, that's cool. Yeah, I'd like to do something like that. I think it'd be fun to go back to the Algonquin, the Gonk, see our old teachers, Michelle Barrett, Ron Cormack.
Barrett's not there anymore.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Ron Cormack came to my recent show in Ottawa. Saw
is that
Ron
right?
a couple
great.
of,
Yeah. And how's Ron doing?
He was doing really good.
Health-wise, he was not good for a bit, but he's back. He's good?
Oh, good. He seemed to be doing good.
Okay, great. Good. Yeah.
Oh, good.
And then, Michelle's not there anymore. Jeremy Atherton has taken over his position.
Now, Jeremy Atherton, is he related to Tony Atherton?
No, he's not at all. The Ottawa Citizen writer?
Yeah.
No. Jeremy Atherton is... Jeremy Atherton's a good friend of mine who graduated from Algonquin as well, and he runs a company called North Channel Productions.
Graduated from Algonquin, now he's teaching there.
Now he's coordinating. Yeah.
Maybe we could go back and teach a course for a couple of years.
Let's burn the fucker down. Let's do that. Let's go back and just light fire to it. Yeah. No, I would love to go back and do something kind of fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it'd be really cool.
All right, let me see if I have I would like to take a couple of questions from the audience. I know we've been probably on the air for a good hour now or so, I think, right? Yeah. Let's take a few questions from the audience, and then we're going to head over and grab a drink. Everybody here in our studio audience, our theater audience tonight is invited to come grab a quick drink around the corner on Vine Street at the 3 of Clubs bar, which was featured in the movie Swingers. Very cool thing to do in Los Angeles. If you're a cool hipster in the city of LA, you would know the 3 of Clubs bar. We're going to go get a drink together there after the show, as we do every week.
Yeah.
After the podcast. And
so
there's an open mic night, and you never know, one of us may jump up on stage and...
what if we challenge one another to do something and they have to do it on stage tonight?
Sounds stressful.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to go and bomb, to be honest with you. I'm really... What I love about this theater is it's such a small... little theater,
right?
That it's you don't really have to tell jokes. You can just get up and just sort of tell some stories. And,
that's fun. Okay, yeah.
But,
okay,
I mean, I'm up for a challenge too. Absolutely, I won't back down.
I don't want to make things not fun. Do you know
no, I won't back down from a challenge. I just,
the last thing I want to do is not make things fun. I want to be a fun person.
I'm up for that. I'm up for a challenge.
Okay, well, we'll figure something out
if you want. Yeah.
Or maybe I write. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, we're going to take some questions from the audience.
It's a real cool little vibe over there. We're going to have a drink or two. I actually, to be honest with you, because of I've been watching your show all day, and I've seen many references to the fact that you enjoy having a drink now and then.
Yes.
Occasionally. Is that true, or is this something?
That much is absolutely true.
I see you brought beer tonight.
Yeah.
So I'll say on the record that tonight's the first night ever of doing this podcast where I have actually not driven myself tonight. I actually got a designated driver tonight, and I was planning on maybe getting drunk with you after the show tonight.
Wow. Yeah. I would. Here's the
I've
issue.
never done that before.
First of all, there's the last one. You have that one.
I'll have another beer, but I'm not I'm having a drink tonight.
And it also helps.
I need to blow off some fucking steam, John. Man, I've been stressed out, man.
Whoa! What's going on?
I just need to blow off some steam. I'm just stressed. I'm a stressed out person, and sometimes, this is why I've occasionally been known to have a drink over the years. And I've been trying to quit drinking.
Oh shoot! No, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm not. I've never considered myself to be an alcoholic.
Oh, that's not good.
That doesn't mean that haven't been one. I just never considered myself to be one. But, it's never really been much of a problem, really. I mean, I got fired from a few jobs, I guess. But other than that,
Yeah.
But I've been basically haven't been drunk in 3 weeks, man.
That's not good.
So, I don't mean I need to go get shit-faced or anything like that, but just have a couple of drinks, go a little bit beyond the point of it being safe to drive a car.
Yeah.
So I decided, I'm just going to, have a little fun tonight.
But is there anything like in particular that's bothering you? I mean, like, you say you're stressed.
Tons of
you're
shit.
Stressed
Tons
out.
of shit, man.
Well, I mean, do you want to air a bit of it now? Is there anything
man,
that's
I got this, I got a retaining wall at my house that is crumbling.
Yeah, no, I find this boring. Is there another one, though? Is there another one that you could talk about?
Fuck, man. I'm trying to find a sponsor for my goddamn website.
Yeah, okay. This is...
do you know anybody in Canada, Molson Canadian or somebody want to sponsor
what
my
kind
website?
of... You need a big sponsorship?
No, not big, man. I got a couple of employees, man. They're eating me out of fucking house and home.
This is good. Get it out.
Two full-time videographers I've hired, young guys, kind of like, you can relate, guys out of school. They're both here in the audience tonight.
Yeah.
Or one of them is, whatever. The other guy, I don't know where the fuck he is. I pay these guys, And it's it's fucking just bleeding me fucking dry. Come on, Molson Canadian, somebody. Help me out. Help a brother out.
Yeah, you need some
They're
money.
the longest running web show on the internet. I just need one fucking sponsor just to pay these guys' salaries here. This is one of them right there. Look at him back there sitting in the back. Oh fucking yeah, he drove me here. I paid you to drive me here. No, but it's cool. I'm okay about it. It's okay. These guys are real creative guys. We're having a lot of fun up at TomGreen.com. Everybody tune into TomGreen.com. Sign up for a subscription.
So you're okay then,
Keep
is
the
what you're
channel
saying.
afloat. No, I'm okay. But I got back pain is another fucking
Yeah.
thing that's driving me crazy. I've got patches on my back. Look at this. This is real shit.
That's a patch?
These are patches I have on my back that inject aspirin and shit into my back.
Not just aspirin.
No,
what are you
it's like
getting through there?
Morphine, all this crap.
You
in
have
there.
a morphine patch
I got
on?
morphine. No, it's not morphine. No, it's a non-opiate. I'm completely not high right now.
That's not fun then, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get the opiate patch. That's the issue. If you had the opiate patch, you'd feel good about everything that's going on in your life right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, these are just aspirin stuff. But,
Well,
so
anyway,
I got
if you have a bad
pain.
back, you shouldn't be trying to fix a retaining wall. So forget about that problem.
No, I'm not personally able to fix it. It's a real problem. It's a real problem.
it is a
man.
genuine
It's a
problem.
real problem, man. It's a real problem. So it's just stressing me out, man.
I got problems too, man. Fuck.
Yeah, what's
my life's
what
fucking
problems
crazy,
you got?
man.
What's
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
What do you mean?
No, it's not a biggie. It's all
You
good.
all
But
right?
I have problems.
You can talk about it if you want.
Nah, don't worry about it.
No, we'll talk about it after. We don't have to talk about it on the show.
Nah, I don't
Here,
mind.
well,
I don't
look-
mind talking about it on the show, but I don't need to. It's fine.
If you want, if you got something you want to get off your chest.
Nah, I'm fine. Fine, man. It's all good.
We have a question from the audience here for John.
Back to Ottawa. I'm wondering.
Good.
I'm wondering what's the coldest temperature you guys were ever in Ottawa, and could you answer that in Fahrenheit, please?
Great question.
Thank you.
Great question.
Shit,
and
I don't know if I could answer it in Fahrenheit.
yeah, coldest temperature I've ever been. I'm going to start with the Celsius.
Yeah.
Okay, with wind chill. Okay,
With wind chill is a major
yeah,
element.
it's a factor.
It's a wind chill
the
factor.
Wind chill factor.
Wind chill
So-
factor. It's actually called the wind chill factor.
There's the actual temperature, and then there's what it feels like with the wind chill factor.
Yeah.
Okay. Minus 40, I
Yeah.
would say, is
Minus
is
40
appropriate.
degrees Celsius.
Celsius.
Yep.
Translates into Fahrenheit.
With the wind chill factor of what, like minus?
I'm going to do Kelvin first.
Maybe
I'm going to
minus
do degrees
80, right?
Kelvin first.
Am I wrong when I remember it being minus 80 with wind chill?
That's impossible. There's no way it's minus. That's the moon.
Minus 60? What?
Oh, in Ottawa, minus 60?
With wind chill factor.
Oh,
wind chill factor.
shit. I don't know if that's
Wind chill
appropriate.
factor.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's. Are you being serious? Like minus 60?
I think I am. Yeah, I think I am.
You think you're serious?
Yeah, I think
That's
I think I remember
ridiculously
that, but I
cold.
don't know if I want to admit to it now.
That's
if it's
ridiculously
completely
cold.
wrong.
No, I no. It could be. It's possible.
Minus 40 degrees Celsius, though.
That is frigid.
Well, what wind chill factor does it get to? It doesn't just add an extra 6 degrees. It's usually like doubles it or something, doesn't it?
doubles it. No, I think
Adds
like
an extra
it's
20 or something.
no.
No,
Thomas,
not that much, no.
Thomas David Green.
I've
I
been
don't
down
think
here
so.
too. I've been in California too long. And
I think no.
sipping
The
pina
wind chill would be
coladas
like
and looking at
it's-
palm trees down here for the last 10 years.
I think it's
can't
30
remember.
degree dodging bullets. I think it's 30 degrees and then maybe add another 5 degrees or 10 degrees for wind chill.
So they'd say minus 40 degrees Celsius, minus 45 with wind chill.
You know what? I'm going to bring it back to something you pointed out off the top. Bob and Doug McKenzie, here's how they do it. They would say you take Celsius, you double it, and add 30. That's how you figure out the Fahrenheit from Celsius.
But that's only above zero.
Yeah, I know.
Because that's why I can never tell you a cold temperature in Fahrenheit, because it meets at 36 degrees, I believe. Is that what it is?
How genuine is your
Minus
question? Do you wanna know,
36. It meets.
You can probably get on Google.ca. That's Canada's version of it, and then you can find a thing.
The concise answer is it's fucking cold. It's
Good answer.
really what happens.
Genuinely,
Fucking
yeah.
cold.
I remember
freezing.
when I get home, I'll look it up.
Yeah, you run to the car. You have block heaters in your car. You have to plug your car in.
Yeah, you have to plug
At night, you plug your car into the house with a plug, with an extension cord.
Yeah, I've killed a deer and slept inside of it.
Yeah, like Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've done that as well.
No, he killed a tauntaun. He didn't kill a deer.
Oh, no, I
He
killed a deer
tauntaun.
and slept inside.
Yeah, yeah, I did too. Yeah.
So, next question, another question for John Dore. Everybody here, this is fun. We're here. Here in
I'm
Los
not calling.
Angeles.
I'm not calling either of you two racists. But growing up in Ottawa, was there any people of color?
Oh, yeah.
and,
Ottawa's very
was it a
diverse.
white place, or what do you think?
I would say not all that diverse. Has become more diverse.
Fairly diverse, though. Yeah,
It's no Toronto.
no. I mean, there was a black guy at my high school.
What was his name? What was his name?
Well, there was like one or two black guys at my high school. Pretty white place. But
Yeah.
there are different communities in Ottawa that are there. I was in the suburbs, though. You know what I mean? So I was in the suburbs.
I was considered Chinese in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Like, that's how white it was. Like,
Large
I was-
Lebanese community as well.
Yeah.
If you like your shawarma, Ottawa's a good place to grow up if you like a shawarma.
What's that song from the guy on Bank Street, Bank and Frank? Remember the guy, the shawarma place?
King,
down there?
Shawarma King.
But he would sing a song. Do you remember that?
Oh, you're talking about the other guy.
Da, 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 down there. Oh, I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
But there was a guy, who sang a song and he would dance on the countertop.
Yeah, that was over on by the Bulldog.
That's
pub,
right, the old Bulldog
the
pub.
downstairs area there.
Correctamundo.
This is the thing I was hoping to do earlier, the obscure stuff. The obscure
about Ottawa.
stuff about
right.
Ottawa.
Oh,
Really
shit.
obscure.
But it's hard for me to just imagine it until it like kind of comes up in conversation. But
like
yeah,
in
there'd be that.
Rogers 22
Yeah.
on Saint Laurent.
Where you? I've never worked at Saint Laurent.
Remember across the street they had
Yes.
the Rocket,
Oh my God, the Rocket, the Crazy Kitchen,
the Crazy Kitchen. That's
mu-
exactly what I wanted to fucking talk
the
about.
Museum of Science.
That is exactly what I wanted to talk about.
The Museum of Science and Technology in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, had a kitchen, and the way it was laid out, it was supposed to throw off your equilibrium.
It was built slanted.
Well, that's one way of
This
saying
was
it.
at the
But it
Museum
wasn't
of
just-
Science.
But it wasn't just built slanted. There was more to it. That was the whole point, right?
There was
it
sort
was
of-
on a slant, but it was the way the things were positioned in that kitchen that would throw your sense of balance off.
Yeah.
So you would try to walk through this place, and you would feel dizzy and start to.
And it was about 4 feet by 4 feet.
Yeah.
And people would line up all day
To get in
to
the
get
crazy
into the
kitchen.
crazy kitchen.
Yeah.
Or there was one other thing that they would line up for at the Museum of Science and Technology. Do you remember what it was?
No.
Let's think early video games.
Oh no.
There was I remember in 1980s they had the remember the video game Breakout, where the ball would, like a Pong type paddle,
yeah.
and the ball would go up and it would remove a brick and it would
Yeah.
bounce
So much
down.
like Arkanoid.
Yeah, there was a first
Yeah.
video game I ever saw. People lined up for that.
Oh, I never
Park
saw that.
Omega?
Yeah, and they would line up to speak through the coffee can telephone as well.
Yeah.
with the string between.
That was progressive science for Canada as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there was also. Did you ever go to a place called Park Omega?
Was that the laser tag place?
No, far from it. That would make Park Omega amazing. Park
Park
Omega.
Oh,
is,
no, that's
is like
the
a park-
animals.
It's like a park safari
Animals
with like
place.
northern animals. So it'd be
Right.
like bison and that was
squirrel.
fun to do. Yeah, we went on mushrooms once. We went there.
Really?
And drove through Park Omega. Yeah.
You drive through, a chipmunk jumps up on the hood. Everybody
It
takes
was
a
amazing.
photo of it.
It was amazing. And then I went recently with my girlfriend, and it was so great. Yeah, you get to drive through. You feed carrots to
Yeah.
deer. that
I've
come
never
in your
been to
face.
Park Omega. I've thought
That's great.
about
But
it.
laser guns would make it even better. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look that up online, everybody worldwide. Park Omega.
Park
Is
Omega.
that in Carp?
No, it's actually on the Quebec side. It's closer to Montebello.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I knew that, yeah. We have another question from our audience.
This, by the way, before we get to the question, sorry, but this should be, we should contact Tourism Canada and see if they can put it up on their website.
This is what I'm saying. This is the kind of thing I'm saying.
Yeah. I said it, but yeah.
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 That's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
We need some Canadian sponsors for this podcast.
Absolutely, and you should have them. And I'm going to do my best to help you out, by the way.
Yeah.
I know some people. Yeah.
Absolutely. I need help. I really do. It's stressing me out. I would appreciate the help. We could have a lot of fun. Well, maybe we should get someone to sponsor the John and Tom Switch Parents bit.
Wow.
That's a
I'm
big
fine with
bit.
that.
That's a big bit. I'll grow the beard.
Let's not get that. Let's not have that get out, though. I mean, that's got to be reserved.
The problem is my mother listens to this podcast. So
let's do another podcast.
It may be
let's
out.
do another podcast.
We'll do another one where we say we're not going to do it.
No, like right now, forget this podcast. We have to do a brand new podcast.
I'll tell my mother not to listen to this one for a couple weeks. So she can't listen to it till March.
You got to do a whole day with my folks.
Yeah, whole day, and you do a day with my folks.
Yeah,
fun.
done. But it's got to be really fun. Like you got to take my parents to a strip joint. You got to take them everywhere and anywhere they want to go. Like raise mass hysteria.
Yeah, I'm happy to go to a strip joint with your parents. It's
perfect. Okay.
Yeah, you gonna take my parents to a strip joint?
Anywhere you want me to take them. How about you design the day? But also it's a lot to do with like they got to check into the hotel and like you just lots of hugs and kisses. Like everything is completely normal.
Yeah.
Not that that's normal in my family, but yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just no breaking of character. Mm-hmm. And they'll go with it. They almost have to.
Well, after a while they have no choice.
They almost have
that's
to know.
That's the point. Yeah. Okay.
We'll let them know in advance.
And there was one more question. I interrupted it. I'm so sorry.
Let's take a last question from our audience.
I have a question for you. Do you want to know who the fiance is?
Oh, yeah. Who is the fiance?
Kate Middleton.
Kate Middleton. That's right.
There we go.
I knew that.
And I have one other question.
From Middle Earth.
I have one. Do you want to know what the
She's from Middle Earth, isn't she?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Do you want to know the other one
Lord
about
of the
Fahrenheit to Celsius? This is the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
What do you think minus 40 degrees Celsius is?
Wait, these aren't questions. You're telling us stuff.
I'm asking a question. What do you think it is?
What's the question again?
What is minus 40 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
This
is
minus
weird.
40?
Thank you.
Yeah, it meets at minus 40, doesn't it?
That is weird. I'm sorry. I just
Minus
thought that
40
was it.
Fahrenheit,
So that's why I had to talk.
I knew they met. And
It's-
I'll tell you honestly, I
kinda
thought
like
it was
you
minus
guys.
36, but I could tell by the cadence in your voice and the way that you asked the question,
And
you
the
had
way-
a little surprise
And
waiting.
someone in the front row told you.
A little secret surprise. So it's minus 40. There we go. Well, good. We ended the show on a high note. A little bit of knowledge for everybody. But I would like to say this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much, John
Thank
Dore,
you for having me.
For coming
Very
here.
fun.
Welcome to Los Angeles. I know you've been here for a year and a half, but congratulations on everything that's happening. Congratulations on this great appearance on Conan O'Brien. Everybody check out John Dore online at YouTube and his new website that's coming soon.
That's correct. Thank you, Tom.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Cheers.
All right.
John Dore, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Next week, we will be taking the week off. We'll be returning the week after that. We'll let you know. Follow along on... are you on Twitter?
I am.
What's your Twitter?
At TV's John Dore.
At TV's John Dore. And I'm at Tom Green Live. Follow us on Twitter. See you next week. Next time. Goodbye.
It's not the Green Tom Show. This is my favorite
All right.
show. Because it is my show. If this was your show, you'd probably like it more than I did. That's just because it was your show. But it's not your show, it's the Tom Green Show. 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 The Tom Green Show.